Hello, everybody. I'm Arnaud Grapinet, Chief Data Scientist at Shift. I lead a team of more than 200 data scientists who are 100% focused on AI for insurance. Since our start 10 years ago, Shift has been focused on helping insurers tackle some of their most challenging issues, such as underwriting risk detection, subrogation detection, or fraud detection. Today, there is rapid innovation happening with generative AI. At Shift, we've built a generative AI which is insurance-specific, which really understands insurance. And we've integrated it into our product. Today, I'm going to show you some of the generative AI in action through a few different use cases. So let's start with a subrogation use case. So this is a subrogation referral from the Shift subrogation detection product. And this is an auto claim with very lengthy, so very limited firstness of loss information, but very lengthy and confusing claim description. Here is the claim description, so it's pretty long. And I'm going to read some of the important parts to you. And I'm sorry because it's probably not going to sound like the guy who wrote it, because I highly doubt that the claimant here, Edward Marshall from New York, has a very strong French accent. But please bear with me. So I exited the parking lot, crossed westbound Erie Boulevard. I was turning east onto Erie. I collided with a blue Chevy Traverse. As the Traverse was going eastbound on Erie in the right lane, I believe the Traverse was simultaneously getting into the left lane when the collision occurred. Furthermore, this area of Erie was recently repaved and did not have any painted lane markings. In addition to the driver, there were two passengers in the other vehicle. My passenger complained of neck and shoulder pain. And you also have a lot of other information which is not necessary, such as the collision was a glancing blow, not a hard impact. So that kind of very, very long loss description is getting more and more common as insurers are having more and more claims going through online first notice of loss, because you don't have a claims rep who's over the phone who's able to transcribe what the claimant is saying into insurance terms. So Shift's generative AI was able to understand the liability and summarize it here. The insured vehicle and the other vehicle may share equal liability, since both were changing lane when the collision occurred and there were no clear lane marking at the location. So then we take this liability estimate, we factor it against the state comparative negligence laws, and this enabled us to generate two subrogation referrals here. One for the collision exposure, but also one for the PIP exposure, for a potential PIP exposure. Because here, the description says that there's an injured person in the first-party vehicle, even if we don't know who it is at the moment, and also because there's passengers in the third-party vehicle. So this might be a livery situation, likely an Uber driver, and that would allow for subrogation of PIP benefits in New York. And subrogation of PIP benefits in that kind of situation is very commonly missed. Our tests indicate that Shift Generative AI is able to predict liability on 90% of the claims, and that when it predicts something, it predicts liability with an accuracy of 99%. I'm going to show you another example here on a Shift fraud referral. In this case, it's a third-party BI auto claim. The insurer received a very long, 78 pages long BI demand package. And what the Shift Generative AI was able to do is read through this BI demand package and extract some key information which is going to be useful to the SIU team. For example, it was able to extract the medical provider here and detect that it appears in the insurer's watch list and also has some NICB 41 alert, which is commonly missed when medical providers appear in third-party BI demand package, where they usually don't appear in structured data. It was also able to detect that though there's some significant lost wage here, there's no proof of miswork in the documentation. Also, there's some significant lapse in treatment, a 5-month lapse in treatment, which is pretty suspicious. And lastly, it was able to detect that some of the procedure code in the BI demand package do not seem related to an accident. For example, you see here the chlamydia screening in the BI demand package. So I'm not a doctor, but I'm not sure car crash is how you get chlamydia. So Shift is using generative AI for fraud detection, but fraudsters too started using generative AI in order to deceive carriers. We start to see more and more examples of insured using generative AI to create fake loss pictures and then use it in claims they submit to insurers. The number of people doing it is still pretty low, but the people doing it, they really do it at scale, because it's very easy to do across dozens of claims. And here is an example here. So Shift, that's a windshield claim damage on a Dodge Charger. And Shift has built an AI which is able to detect that a picture was built using generative AI. And the way it works, typically, if you zoom in on the wheel here, you see some kind of distortion, like some defects. And it's very common for pictures generated through generative AI. So our AI is going to look for that kind of distortions and say that it's been a picture which has been generated through generative AI. I know it was quick, but hopefully this shows you just a bit of the power of integrating generative AI into products and processes that insurers use every day. To learn more about Shift products, visit us at booth 2331 and meet our team of insurance experts, see a demo firsthand, and play our scratch-off game. Thank you.